Lizzie Shamash, and normally I'm coming to you from Philadelphia, but today I'm coming to you from um, Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It's good to be here. It's good to be with you. Um, Today is the 3rd of Tishrei. Shana Tova. Shana Tova from all of us at IJS. A good year, a good start to the year. Um, One technical, well, let me share the props and then a couple technical things, and then a couple announcements, and we'll get going. The props for today: a strap if you have one, a block or a blanket if you have one, and a chair or some wall space to put legs up at the end of class. We're going to do um, a very quiet class today, with our Yom Kippur theme. Get to that in a moment. Couple of announcements from IJS. First of all, I think the internet here is okay, but if it's not, you might wish to turn off your video, or Jet will turn off videos if there is any problem. Hopefully we should be just fine. I checked the upload speed, so I think we're okay, but you never do know. Two announcements from the Institute. Our text study begins. Our text study is a very special feature of each year, and we'll have 2 study streams as we always do. One is from Rabbi Mark Margolius, and one is from Rabbi Miriam Margles. It's very exciting. So Jet has put that in the chat, and we'll put it again in the chat later. As well, this Wednesday, we have our monthly LGBTQ plus sit, and that is from 3 to 3:45. And our guest this month is Rabbi Margot Stein, who's part of our Chevraya. So please join us if that is for you. And I will be teaching meditation, the daily sit, this Thursday. So if you're free this Thursday, please come. Every few months, I am honored to join that. So I'm glad to do that, and hope you can make it. Okay, let us get started. So find a comfortable seat. Or sit up tall on block, blanket, chair. You can keep the eyes open or closed, just as you wish, to just go inside for a moment and feel the length of your spine. Relax the jaw, relax your brow. We'll take a couple of shoulder rolls, inhaling the shoulders up and exhaling, drawing them back, drawing the shoulder blades toward one another, and then allow the shoulder blades to slide down. Just nice, slow shoulder rolls, inhaling up and exhaling down and back. Just like this a few times. Feeling the breath come and go. Seeing what there is to release in the shoulder girdle, in the torso, in your mind. Just where can you soften and allow breath to permeate. And keep this going. The word for soul, of course, is neshama, and the word for breath is very closely linked, neshima, breath. It's the addition of the yud, the addition of God's presence, God's breath into the soul. You can allow the shoulders to just rest whenever you like. Just pause. Come back to stillness. Just notice if that movement has had any effect. And I'll ask Jet to share the screen with some text. I'm going to share a chant today. You can feel free to join me as you learn it. Lemancha Eloheinu Aseh v'lo lanu Re'ei Amidateinu Dalim Vereikim Haneshama Aguf Hu Salamalach Haneshamalach Lemancha Eloheinu Aseh v'lo lanu Re'ei Amidateinu Dalim Vereikim Haneshama V'aguf kolach Hu salamalach Haneshama. For your sake, God, not our sake, please help us. Re'eh, look, Amidatenu dalim verekim, we stand before you, weak and empty. Haneshama lach, the soul is yours. Haneshima lach, the breath is yours. V'haguf po'olach, and the body also is yours. Chusa al amalach, have compassion on us. I apologize that the Hebrew's a little zhuzhed up, and also there's no transliteration, and I'll fix it for Thursday when I bring it back. So my apologies for that. Thank you, Jet, for sharing that. So that's the liturgy we'll approach in Slichot, Haneshama Lach. That's a melody by Eitan Katz. It was shared with me several years back by Rabbi Sam Feinsmith here at IJS, font of all wonderful things, of many wonderful things. And I just love that melody. I'll share it with you at the end. So this is our second teaching. We talked last week about impermanence with this beautiful teaching from Rabbi Miriam Margols, sharing with us at the end of the Shofar project about the preciousness of life, because we know it is coupled with death. It's really, life and death are standing right next to each other as neighbors. And we look at that in Unatana Tokef, we did over Rosh Hashanah, and we'll look at it even more deeply all through Yom Kippur, as we listen for this kol demamah dakah, this still, quiet voice within, as we pray these words, Haneshama lach, ultimately knowing that this soul, this body, they don't belong to us. They will go. We are really very fragile, and this life is very precious. They're on loan. We have studied and worked through Rabbi Alan Lu's book, This is Real, and You Are Completely Unprepared. And he talks about early in the book how we say before Kol Nidre, Bishiva Shel Mala, a little text that says in the yeshiva of down here versus the yeshiva of up there, that we pray for all the avaryonim. And that word is translated as sinners, but he says the avaryonim, it comes from the word avar, passing through. All the ones who pass through. We are all avaryonim, passing through. Our liturgy says, Adam yesodo me'afar v'sofo le'afar. Our beginning is from dust, and our end will be returning there. And v'chachalom ya'uf, like a dream, it flies away. We also have the liturgy of Yom Kippur, ki hine kachomer. Here we are like clay in the hands of the potter. We're under your will. We are like iron in the hands of the blacksmith and glass in the hands of a glassblower. Please recall your covenant and care for us. So we know that because we don't know when and we don't know how, and we really in the end have precious little control over our lives, really, that every breath matters, every moment matters, every day matters. So in our practice today, I just want to really touch in, as we do on this 10-day period, or even just this one day a year, to really deepen into this knowledge. Today, I want to touch into the preciousness of the breath coming and going in our practice. And we'll do so by lying on the floor, being in contact with the floor to support us, and also releasing some of the deeper abdominal muscles that maybe sometimes restrict our breathing, so that we can have a sense of deeper breath, and fuller life, fuller sense of life. So let's start actually with a little child pose before we come on to the back. So either child or puppy, whether it's just coming down like this, and it could be on the floor or the chair, it could be here, it could be a traditional child pose. Just find something that will allow the hips to draw toward the heels and allow the torso to lengthen. And perhaps the forehead is contacting the floor. Perhaps the forehead, you might like to rest it on a block. And just find something that's a comfortable extension. As you find that, start to draw your attention to the breath. And particularly in the side ribs and the back ribs, allow that expansion of the inhale and the contraction of the exhale coming back towards center. In and out. In our Malchuyot section on Rosh Hashanah, what we call the Great Aleinu, there's a full prostration. And perhaps you saw the Chazan, the rabbi, where you prayed, do a full prostration. Perhaps the entire congregation made full prostration. So maybe you did so yourself, but this sense of bowing in total humility, really giving over to God, however you perceive the divine, with whatever words or senses, that you have a sense that there's something greater, which is not in our control. This is a pose of great humility. So just being here, letting the breath come and go. As that text said, dalim v'rekim, we're emptied out. We understand that all of our ego machinations have taken us only so far. And then as you're ready, you can walk the hands in and come onto the back. Grab your strap, have it nearby. We're going to just start by lying down, feeling the soles of the feet on the floor, the knees toward the ceiling. Allow the torso to just rest into the floor, be supported. Let's draw the right knee in toward the chest. You can hug at the shin or behind the knee, the back of the thigh. And perhaps you keep the left knee bent, or perhaps you'd like to extend the left leg. See what's right for you. And if you're extending the left leg, see that it's parallel, that the foot is in line with the hip. You can rock the right knee a little bit side to side. Just get some little movement for that right hip joint. Feel as you breathe in how the belly moves against the thigh. And as you breathe out, how it recedes away from the leg. And then as you're ready, take hold of the strap and send the heel against the strap as you send it up toward the ceiling. And if you don't have a strap handy, you can just clasp hands behind the right thigh. That's also excellent. Allow the shoulders to widen, just let them be easy as the heel extends up toward the ceiling. And you can use the hands on the strap to just let the foot sway a little bit from side to side. Let the leg sway a little bit side to side. Not by any doing of the leg, just let the hands take care of that. And or you can make circles with the sole of the foot on the ceiling. Just any bit of little movement to allow the hip to ease up a little and give up its grip. And then take both sides of the strap into the right hand and take the right leg out to the right. You can balance that with the left arm coming out to the left. Just for a moment and then come back up to center, not a long trip. Then release the strap, bend the left knee, bend the right knee as well. Cross over figure four so the right ankle is on the left thigh just above the knee. You might just stay right here and draw the right knee forward and back a little, or you might draw the whole thing in toward you and thread your hands through and hold behind the left thigh, pulling in. Another option is to thread the strap behind the left thigh if the hands do not reach, right? Or if there's any strain on the neck or the shoulders, then you'll want to use that strap. Give yourself a little more lead. And keep a light flex on that right foot. You want to just get to that edge where you can feel some sensation in the right hip. But again, a reminder that our practice today is really just to follow this breath in and out. And then release. And we'll take the other side. So drawing the left knee in. And again, right knee can be bent or right leg can be long. Feel the belly move against the leg. Feel the rib cage being supported by the earth. And then when you're ready, sending the left leg up toward the ceiling. Again, heel against the strap, holding both sides of the strap as we lengthen up. And allowing the hands to move a little bit side to side or front and back or circles, just letting the leg release a little bit at the hip joint. So our efforts in yoga are really toward non-effort, right? Our effort is for an undoing or a non-doing, to see where we can apply minimal effort and allow the body's wisdom to take over, especially in ways where we've covered it over with tension. So our practice today is really, how can we approach with humility, and how can we give up our efforts? And then taking both sides of the strap in the left hand and taking left leg out to the left. And you may want to counterbalance with the right arm to the right. And then inhale, bring it back up through center. Bend that right knee, place the sole of the foot to the floor, take the strap off, and once again, figure four on this side, crossing left over right. Maybe it stays right here, or maybe you thread the strap behind the right thigh, or maybe you thread your hands through and bring it in. And clasp hands behind the right thigh. Again, keeping a light flex on that left foot. Can you give more attention to the exhale than to the inhale? That's really important. So I'll repeat it. More attention or longer time for the exhale. Really complete the exhale and let the inhale take care of itself. It will come back in. Easy neck, easy shoulders. And then release. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is our lovely banana stretch. Okay. So take with the torso, just shift it over toward the right side. If you'd like, take the arms to cactus or overhead. And shift the feet, heel toe the feet, also over to the right. And one at a time. You might stay with the knees bent. See how this goes on your own lower back, especially. See where you want it to be. But you can extend right leg and then left leg. And you can cross the left ankle over the right ankle. And then with the arms, the left, the right hand holding on to the left wrist and pulling a little bit. So you extend through the heels as the ankles are crossed if you're going for that. Or perhaps just both legs are extended. It really depends on how open you are. Of course, you'll feel it right in that left hip and particularly that left psoas. And then, of course, it depends how the shoulders are available to you as well. And you may take the crosses in the opposite way that I'm saying. Check it out for your own body. Don't take my word for it. This is a very, I find, particular to each individual stretch. So work with yourself here for what's needed, right? Maybe you're modifying the extension of the legs or the extension of the arms. See what you need. The main thing is we're opening up the left side of the body a little bit. As you're ready, really slowly release. First, just soften arms and legs, and then bend the knees, bring them back. Bring the lower body back to center. Bring the upper body back to center. And just pause. Let everything just neutralize. Feel the breath coming and going. Lema'ancha Eloheinu haseh v'lo lanu. Do it for your sake and not ours. Just softening. Pausing. And then we'll take the other side. So left torso, torso shift to the left. That's what I meant to say. And extend the arms. And then heel toe the feet toward the left. And begin to extend the legs. And again, you'll see what works for your body. Right ankle crossing over the left ankle, perhaps. Left hand holding the right wrist. And again, you'll see if you want to do the opposite. It's really not wrong. It's just different. And I find every time I do this in my own body, the needs are a little different. If you get to a place where your breath glitches or just holds, you know you're pushing yourself too far. And so then you want to back out. Mostly what we're looking for is a really nice open side stretch for the right side of the body. As you're ready, coming on out, walking the legs back, walking the arms back, just pausing in the middle. Okay, grab your block or your blanket. We're going to do a low bridge, and then I'm going to share a little something extra for those who might like. So pressing into the feet, lift the hips, and the block goes right under the sacrum, right under that big, bony, stable area there, right? So you want to make sure it's not too high. And Too high up on the back, I mean. And if it's too high up in space, right, if this is too much, you can just use the blanket. So just pausing here and what we really want from the bridge today, right? We are always looking for different things in these poses when we do them. Sometimes we're really looking to the quads or to the hip flexors. What we're looking for today is to allow the sacrum to settle and allow the abdomen to soften. Right? So even in this position, perhaps you can feel some of those deeper abdominal muscles that go between the rib cage and the pelvis in some manner. So you might stay right here. This might be plenty for you. Okay. Here are some options. Drawing the right knee toward the chest and then flexing through the left heel and feel like you're moving through sand, kind of digging that heel in. Just extend that heel, extend that leg away. Okay, so this may or may not be for you. Again, mind your pelvis, your hip flexors, your low back. See what you need. But this is a very nice opening and stretch, perhaps for some, for the hip flexor. And you can take it, less or more. So if you bring the right knee away from the body, you have a little less. The more you bring it toward you, and the more you extend that left heel away, the more you juice you get in the left thigh. So see what you need. Another option is to take your strap to the right heel and work that leg up as you work the left leg away. So that's for those who are really super open. I don't quite love that as much, but I want to just offer that. Really send that left heel away. And just be here. Feel that sensation in the left hip area. Again, not overworking. Just let the pose kind of do you. Let yourself marinate a little bit in this position. And then as you're ready, releasing the legs, come back to center. Notice how that is left to right, in front of the hips. And then we'll change, bringing the left knee in toward the chest. You could stay right here with it. You could flex through that right foot, dig that heel in, and extend that leg away. Ooh. And then lastly, if you want to take the strap around the left heel, or just without the strap, just extend the leg up, you could do that. That's a possibility. I find I get the most sort of control over the hips and sensation if I keep the left knee bent. But investigate it again on your own for yourself. Every body is different. We're all constructed differently, physically, emotionally, it all plays in. And then release, come back to center, pause here a moment, and then press into the feet, lift the hips up, and then slowly lower vertebra by vertebra to the floor. Draw the knees in toward the chest. Take the arms out to the sides, shoulder height in a T. Inhale here, and then exhale. Take the knees down to the right. Good. Just really make this a twist for your own enjoyment. So maybe it means putting a block between your knees, between your low legs. Maybe not. See what you need. a twist a day in some form, whether it's in the chair, whether it's seated, whether it's on the floor like this, is the most wonderful medicine that you can give your intercostal muscles to just help for an ease of inhalation and exhalation. And then as you're ready, inhale through center and exhale the knees over to the left. And again, maybe one side you didn't need the block and one side you do. Just check it out, or vice versa. Ground that right shoulder blade and right outer shoulder. The gaze is up toward the ceiling or over your right shoulder. See what you need. And allow the breath to move. Feel the rib cage moving. It's not the fullest breath when we're in a twist, but see if you can just really allow the breath to be flexible. Good. And then come back to center. We're going to end by either taking the legs up the wall or taking the lower legs to a chair seat. Either one. You want to have the full lower leg up to the back of the knee on your chair, and then allow the torso to rest. You can place the arms wherever is comfortable. Maybe you want to put a blanket under your head or cover yourself with a blanket. Feel the breath coming and going. And take rest. See if for the next few minutes you can let go even of your attention to the breath, just completely surrendering. Yom Kippur is seen as a rehearsal for our own death. And Shavasana the same. It's a complete resting, surrendering of the body, of attention to the breath for just a few moments. Just allow yourself full being, no doing. Begin to deepen the breath and take a full body stretch. And slowly, slowly make your way to sitting. Take all the time you need. We'll chant again together. I put the transliteration into the chat. Lemancha Eloheinu Aseh V'Olanu Re'ei Amidateinu Dalim Verekim Haneshama V'aguf Olach Husan Lemancha Eloheinu Aseh V'Olanu Re'ei Amidateinu Dalim Verekim Haneshama V'aguf Olach Husan Haneshama As we close our practice, just letting sound settle in your body, letting your breath settle, letting the chant settle. May these Aseret Yemei Tshuva, these 10 days of turning, be deep, be meaningful, be instructive for all of us, for our communities, for the world. As you're ready, you can open your eyes. Shana Tova, Gemar Chatima Tova. Thank you all for practicing today.